Hi Anish, let's look at your essays. This is the task one answer about the popularity of school subjects in Germany. And yes, it's supposed to say school subjects in Germany. Okay, the pie chart shows the popularity of 7 different school subjects among students located in Germany during the time frame of 2017. Okay, that's a nice introductory sentence. Okay, so the only thing I think I have to say about your introductory sentence is that you might avoid the wordiness of during the time frame of 2017. You can say in 2017, and that's it, because using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words instead of 2 is a bit excessive. Okay. Overall, it can be seen that PE was the most popular subject amongst the students' population, whereas IT was the least popular subject. Okay. Let's try to avoid repetitions. You can say the least popular one, or just it was the least popular. Again, we have a repetition of amongst here and amongst here. There is a way of saying this differently, so let's try and use a synonym or a synonymous expression. 4 subjects were significantly popular amongst the students, and amongst the third time, look at this, the students in Germany, which included, okay, when you say which included, our mind says in Germany, which included. So Germany included something. I know you didn't mean this, but sometimes sentence structure means something without you wanting it. So perhaps you could say it differently, perhaps something like the students in Germany showed significant preference for 4 subjects, which included, right? So the last word is subject, and then the reference which included, the relative clause explains it much clearer without creating confusion. PE, history, maths, and physics. You don't really need to capitalize the subjects, no. History had a popularity of this much, making it second most popular subject out of the students in Germany. No, the most popular subject out of the whole number of subjects, not out of the students. You could say for the students in Germany. Yes, well, again, we have a repeat. Students in Germany here and students in Germany here. Replace where possible. Try to never repeat yourself, especially in structures like this. There's an easy way to rephrase this, right? This was closely followed by math and physics, with the popularity of this and this respectively. Okay, okay. However, the rest of the 3 areas of study were unpopular in comparison to the other subjects and had a total popularity of approximately 17%. These 3 subjects included biology, geography, and IT. Don't need this colon here, no. Okay, you try to rephrase subjects. Oh, that's nice. But I think we see the root popular everywhere. Look at this: popular, popularity, popular, unpopular, popularity. There are other ways to say that. Possibly preferred, chosen, liked, loved. There are many ways of saying that. So whenever possible, choose an appropriate, precise way of saying the same concept in a different way. This will increase your score in vocabulary. Okay, biology and geography both saw popularity again, this and this respectively, making IT the least popular again subject with only this popularity. Okay, so you are certainly overusing the word popular, the root popular, and all the words that derive from it. So please work on varying the range of your vocabulary for saying this idea. This is a nice overview. This is a nice overview. You have compared the major aspects of the chart. Okay, perhaps you could include one short concluding sentence. You don't have to, but it's a good idea because task one answer looks better like this. Okay, now let's have a look at the essay. So that's the essay about part-time jobs. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world have debated whether doing part-time jobs or studying is the best option for students. Okay, this essay will discuss both sides of the argument using examples from the University of Manchester and the Australian government to demonstrate points and prove arguments. Okay, I can see you are following the C2 template, which is great. But I have a little remark here. Look, the task says some students prefer doing part-time jobs during their studies. Do the benefits of this outweigh the disadvantages? While you here say whether doing part-time jobs or studying is the best option for students, I don't think we're discussing the choice between working and studying. No, it's between studying only and working and studying. So technically, this formulation is incorrect. It contradicts the task that you have. So if you go on and argue for, so should I only study or only work, you're going to lose points in task achievement because you're answering the wrong question. You have formulated the wrong context, so to say. Okay. Another thing here is I would add your stance. Like, so what do you think? So do the benefits outweigh the disadvantages or not? Because you say that you will discuss both sides, but you don't take sides. So perhaps you should take a side. There is ample evidence that supports the idea that doing part-time jobs helps improve spatial awareness and cognitive abilities. Okay, let's see. This is a bit ambiguous at first. The central reason behind this is twofold. Punctuation, twofold, full stop, firstly capitalized, comma. Firstly, comma. Firstly, the student is in a new environment, and people who help them, or yes, them, the student, judge their surroundings. What do you mean by judge their surroundings? I'm not sure what you mean. Do you mean the student evaluates their surroundings and tries to figure out who the people around him or her are? Because this part is unclear, like beg your pardon, completely confusing. Secondly, the student can tackle customers of different personalities, which helps them tackle complex situations. Okay. First of all, why customers? Because not all part-time jobs are about customer service. Two, I wouldn't say we can collocate we can combine in a collocation the words tackle and customers. You tackle a problem, you tackle an issue. If you tackle a customer, it means you attack them violently as if you did that in sports. So I wouldn't say. I do understand what you mean here, but you need to rephrase this. You probably mean that, secondly, the student meets various types of meets customers with various personalities, communicating and I don't know, working with which helps him tackle other complex situations, or as a consequence, this how teaches them tackle complex situations further on in their professional life. For example, recent empirical research by the Australian government has demonstrated that those students with part-time jobs, those students who had part-time jobs, have 57% greater cognitive abilities and spatial awareness. I'm not sure what you mean by spatial awareness. If it was not clear from this sentence. And the cognitive abilities, what you say is interpersonal skills, not cognitive abilities. Cognitive abilities is mostly about learning and understanding and grasping things like information. So I would say that you are going off topic here, and or you are explaining things. You have explained, or in the sentences starting firstly and secondly, something else. So perhaps you should adapt this back to what you meant to say. But frankly, again, going back to the logic of the argument, I wouldn't say just from what we know that having part-time jobs improves your spatial awareness. It greatly depends on the job. Greatly depends on the job. Like if your part-time job involves data entry and you're sitting at a computer and I don't know, typing things, I don't think that improves your spatial awareness. So making a general statement like this would be inaccurate. I hope you understand what I mean. It must also not be forgotten that they are at an age when their brain develops the fastest. Uh, which age do you mean? Which age do you mean? Because this statement is usually true about children, and here we speak about college age. Therefore, it is conclusively clear that there is a considerably strong case to be made in favor of doing part-time jobs to improve students' cognitive abilities and spatial awareness. You are saying the same thing without explaining things. Unfortunately, you have a lot of nice words, but these words introduce an ambiguous and not very clear thought. So please rewrite this paragraph and make sure that you bring um, specific examples, or you change your main idea about spatial awareness and cognitive abilities because you have explained something else here, unfortunately. You have nice vocabulary, that is true, but this vocabulary has to be used to advantage to argue for appropriate ideas, and these ideas have to connect and be easy to follow and be well supported. Although jobs can improve certain abilities, it is also a key factor for failure within students, and here amongst would be much better. This is largely because some students pay more attention to work rather than studying for exams. For example, a case study conducted by the University of Manchester has shown that 34% of the part-time job students have failed their exams as they spent more time working rather than studying. You keep saying this, working rather than studying, working rather than studying. Let's try and vary structures or be more specific. I would say both. I would say both. Can you give examples? How exactly they failed exams? So what led to that? Because you simply say, yeah, they did this more work rather than study, but how exactly was that formulated? Consequently, it is possible to state beyond doubt that the largest drawback to such technology, what technology? Which technology do you mean? We haven't discussed any technology. Be very careful what you write. Be very careful how you formulate sentences. Is the fact that this, you can say this is such an approach or such a choice. I don't know, up to you, but not technology. Is the fact that a student can lose concentration in their studies and end up failing. Let's try not to use phrasal verbs in academic essays. But again, this paragraph is one, underdeveloped. You need to explain more what you mean. You need to provide better examples. This is not a good example. This is simply a piece of statistics that says, that gives a number, that's it. But it didn't explain anything because you are still here working rather than studying, more time working rather than studying. No examples, no support, no explanation, and no specific context. So please develop. Please make sure that your thought is clear and well defined and easy to understand, because so far it is very general and very ambiguous. I hate to say that, but we need to understand where to go to improve, right? From the arguments and examples given, I firmly believe that the advantages of part-time jobs are invaluable and help the student develop a greater skill set. Either full stop or semicolon, but I would say full stop. Nevertheless, the student must understand how much time should be dedicated towards the employment to remain on par with their studies. Nice use of vocabulary. I would say the conclusion doesn't really need work on condition that you rework your body paragraphs. You have great ideas, but they need to be developed and supported by very specific and precise examples. You have great ideas, believe me, but please follow all my corrections and make sure that you rewrite your text and you will see the final product. This being said, all the best of luck.